This this is going to be an interesting experiment. Oh yes, it's going to be an interesting experiment indeed. I wonder what YouTube says right now. It says quality 144 row P. Doesn't say 4K. 144, 240, 360, 480, 720, 1080, 1440. Doesn't say 2K. 2K slash 4K. But it says 1440. Okay, so that's an experiment. I mean, we'll give it a go. And I'll just announce the stream. This is American Nightmare, and I'm... What, this game is what, like 3 hours? Let's just play the whole thing. Yo, Alt1, how's it going? Hopefully the volume level is... It seems a bit low, actually. Could just adjust that ever so slightly on my end. Okay, that'll do. Story mode. Normal and Nightmare. I'm good on normal, thanks. So this was only released on PC and Xbox. This didn't get the remaster treatment either. It's something of like an expand-alone. It's not quite a sequel as it is like a spin-off. But apparently, according to Sam Lake recently, he confirmed that this was canon. So apparently, it's canon. Night Springs.
The man before you is a champion of light. He is part of a conflict between darkness and light that is both ancient and eternal. He is chasing a dangerous quarry, the Herald of Darkness. His evil doppelganger, known only as Mr. Scratch.
I'll catch you eventually!
Maybe. But what are you gonna do then? By then, I'll have had my hands on everything you love.
Man, anime is weird. Twitter has been ruined. Yeah, tell me about it.
The man has been brutally spat out from the darkness that surrounds the shores of our reality. He has come to fight a decisive battle in Night Springs.
It's the bat signal. Okay, so, experiment. I want to know what bitrate YouTube will let you set as the maximum bitrate for this stream. What P setting will it allow you to set? I'm curious. So I'm trying something new. $14.40. Alright. That's about par with my experiments. It's supposed to be 4K. But maybe YouTube doesn't support that.
It's gonna be like that again, huh?
Oh boy, I'm so glad I'm back in Alan Wake world.
In another life, the man was a writer.
The
He
redacted
still
shake.
practices that
It's
art,
not available
making
here in the
weapons
UK.
of war out of ideas. But the violent currents that brought him here have scattered the pages he has written.
I was in Macca's today.
My name is Alan Wake, and I'm a writer. I didn't become one overnight. Like most writers, I struggled with it. A short story here, an article there. Then I got lucky and spent a year as a staff writer on the Night Springs TV show. It wasn't the great American novel of my fantasies, but it taught me discipline and craft, and the difference between wanting to be a writer and actually writing.
Is that what I'm missing? The discipline? I suppose Aiko Investigates is kind of teaching me the
light of
discipline of being a
motel
writer.
promised safety. The man senses that the solution to his predicament begins there.
Yeah, I was under the effects of that last night.
Somewhere within the earth,
Rate
space
limited.
itself has been
Like, okay.
pierced, and from dark depths runs a steady flow of monsters. The man recognizes the hand of his evil double in this. He knows he must put an end to this madness.
Oh, there's, like, towers. Towers?
I can't stay here now.
Yeah, the UI's nice. The controls just feel a bit smoother. The combat is better. So, Vlad, what are you watching the stream on? I want to know what you can set the bitrate to, if you've got bitrate options. Because currently, it looks like the maximum is 1440, even though I am outputting higher. Yeah, 1440p 60, 1440p 60, 1440p 60. Okay, looks like that's the maximum I can do. Unless there's a trick I'm missing.
Whoa!
Reach the relative safety of the motel. I'm sick and I need you. Content ID. Yeah, content ID. Music is the enemy. You're gonna get sued to oblivion for playing songs on the YouTube. Da-na-na-now. Audio Jungle.
Hey, it's you.
Audio Jungle. There we go.
You remember me, right? Emma? Emma Sloan?
I think you might have something that belongs to me.
Really?
A typewritten page?
Oh, yeah, that's weird. I did find a page like
Imagine
that.
if he
I don't even
greeted
know
her
where it
just by
came
slapping
from.
her
It's all
ass.
this weird stuff
Not in
about
this
the oil
version.
derrick and a satellite.
The characters look a little nicer in this as well.
Oh, well, I don't know how you knew I had it, but I guess it's yours. Listen, what's this all about? There are these really creepy guys hanging around the oil derricks. There's something really weird about them.
They're dangerous. I'm gonna deal with them. Try to stay out of their sight, okay? And stay in the light. They hate the light.
Pierced, you can tell?
Just to be clear, you should know that we haven't actually met before.
Sure we have, Mr. Wake. Remember you stayed at the motel here.
No, the guy you're talking about just looks like me, even if he uses my name. He's behind all this trouble.
Oh, I thought, now that you mention it, I guess your aura looks a lot nicer than his, actually. I'm very sensitive to things like that.
There's a bunch of stuff I need to find.
The things mentioned on that page? Well, there's a lot of old crap lying around this place.
Great, thanks.
I think you should be able to find everything, except the satellite, obviously. Are you gonna tell me what this is?
I don't think that'd go over too well.
Why don't you let me be the judge of that?
Fine. The page is a formula for rewriting reality. Either I use it to close a strange portal to a place that isn't in our world, or shadowy serial killer monster things keep pouring out of there.
Yeah, you were right the first time.
You can think what you want about me, but there's still bad guys around. Be careful.
Well, you might be nuts, but I've seen the way they move, the way they look. I'll buy that.
They're called Taken. They aren't really human. Not anymore.
And they're climbing out of the oil well? What, do they have secret headquarters down there, or...?
No, that's just where the point of connection is. It's a hole that leads to, well, it's a really nasty place. That's why I need to close it.
And the guy who looks like you opened it, because he was hanging around the oil field before.
He gets around, unfortunately. Thanks for helping me.
Oh, I wish I thought you were just a nutcase.
Actually, I kind of expected you to.
Me too. But I feel like this is how it's supposed to go. Isn't that weird?
Not really. I get that a lot in my line of work.
What do you do anyway?
I'm a writer.
Obviously.
What was that you said about my aura?
Oh, I'm very spiritual, you know. I can see
She's a wise
auras,
woman.
but I only use it for you.
Empath.
I'm like a
Is she an
wise woman,
empath?
you know? I give people insight and advice.
Look, just because I say crazy things doesn't mean I believe everything.
Don't be like that. Maybe you should take a few crystals with you if you're going out there. It might be dangerous. They soothe your energies and focus your mind. It's fantastic.
And they help me take out the bad guys?
Oh, well, no, not as such.
Yeah, okay. I think I'm...
Or I have some wonderfully potent herbal detox suppositories.
Yeah, I'm good. I'm good.
Put Kasabian back on. Content ID. Alright, good.
The Champion of Light recognizes the page he got from the woman. It is a weapon of his own design, custom.
The weapon of his
At
own
the
design.
oil derrick, the wheel had been jammed in place and turned until the oil gurgled and flowed thick and flammable. The warning lights were
How am
blinking
I?
with
I'm
fast
okay.
rhythm, bright and steady. powered by the
Kasabian.
battery. The Kasabian CD was playing in the boombox, all distorted guitars and intense beat. High above, some piece of orbital junk or another collided with the satellite, knocking it radically off course. Trailing debris, it screamed down from the skies at an impossibly steep angle. All that high-tech engineering reduced to nothing more than a bullet that would destroy whatever it hit.
Front door. Thank you for waiting. A delivery, not mine.
Near to destroy the dark portal. If he recreates the conditions of the page, a great power will be unleashed.
So I'm gonna have to, like, fulfill goals on the pages. Like, do, like, side missions and stuff. Okay. What an interesting format. I can't say I'm particularly opposed to it. It's interesting.
Oh, hell. This isn't gonna be good.
Is this on? How can you tell? I'm sorry, I'm not very good with gadgets. That's more like it.
Oh. Who you got there, Mr. Scratch?
I'll be right with you. I just gotta do this one thing.
This is not in the remaster, no. I'm treating it as part of the remaster because, you know, it's a part on its own. But yeah, it's not part of the remaster. I'm playing this on Steam.
I bet you're wondering why this is happening. Why am I doing all this? Why am I so hell-bent on ruining your life? You're cramping my style. You've got money, fame, everything you could want.
Well, that's in part down to the art style, I think, and direction. Just American Nightmare is a nicer looking game.
Never had the balls to go for. Having more fun too. Do you know the real difference between us? I'm not afraid to be the center of attention. This poor slob's just collateral damage, really. I mean, made some information out of him earlier. But this part? This is just for kicks.
Wow. Alan.
So quiet.
How could you? How could you, Alan? That's not me, that's Mr. Scratch. Oh, is it a deep fake, Alan? Is it a deep fake? Is it a deep fake, Mr. Wake? So, question marks are, what, like bonus things? Yes! Hey. 3 manuscript pages.
I know that when I arrive, the clarity of vision I have now made
That's
it
enough to
clear.
unlock a gun.
I've made my plans. I prepared for this. But I know the transition from the dark place will be hard on me. And not just physically. It may affect my mind, my memory. These pages should help me remember and focus. That's worked for me before. Even if that fails, I think I will be able to trust my instincts. I'm navigating my own story. I'm hoping I'll know where to go and what to do, even if the details elude me.
There was a gun around here. A box. Escape 4+ years ago. I don't want people using AI deepfake technology.
I guess it's about time I went full auto.
Acknowledging the fact he only had pistols before. Look, my opinion is, you know, this technology is emerging. Let's see what we can do with it, you know? Yeah, we won't know what's possible with AI until we give it a try. You know. Try everything. Oh, 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 oh. You know, like Zootopia. Like Zootropolis.
Wait.
Hey, Matzo. Oh, I used the flare gun when I didn't want to. Nice to know that's still a problem.
That's one thing down.
Find items for rewriting reality. Oh, I like the way this feels as an open world game. I mean, the one thing that would make this better is 60 frames per second. Which I think I can do. Yeah. It looks kind of flat like that. I swear this compass is getting me lost. Games created by AI, that exists now. When you say the original design of the game, do you mean the original design of the original Alan Wake, which was always intended to be an open world game? Or do you mean that the design of this might have started out differently than the open world game that it is now? Yeah, the OG Alan Wake. Well, yeah, as we know, it started as an open world game with a persistent world. Of course, we don't know whether it was going to be sort of side mission exploration-y like this, or if it was still going to be the linear game that it became. I feel like probably a mixture of the two. Like, the open world nature of this strikes me as something that came from figuring out what worked from the original Alan Wake and what didn't. Because this seems to do everything right. And you can only produce a game that does everything right if you've done something that does things wrong before. It's a manuscript page. I want it.
The reality we take for granted is softer, more adaptable than we think. Under correct conditions, you can reshape it, turn it into almost anything you want. When it happens, almost nobody notices. It's not that we forget, it's that after the change,
an open world
there's nothing
shooter
to remember.
that's
Only
Twin Peaksy.
those who have been directly touched by
That's
the
sort
powers
of
that can
what
shift reality are aware of the changes.
Red Seed's profile,
Many are
Deadly
driven mad
Premonition,
by it.
became.
Others can cope. I'm one of those people. And I know how to wield that power to rewrite reality.
Yeah, I definitely get a lot of
tears itself in two to
Ooh.
avoid the hated light. It becomes weaker.
I definitely see a lot of
Such is the
Deadly Premonition in Alan Wake. Oh, I don't like that enemy.
That was just messed up. Something tells
Yo,
me I'm
a
really
CD.
gonna need the extra. That's everything.
The man has found the battery, but it is empty. It will need.
Oh, is it going to
be
play
recharged.
Kasabian really loud? Am I going to get I'm sick and I want you. It's a banger of a song. I wasn't expecting to hear it in Alan Wake, so that's a plus. I was expecting more Poets of the Fall, to be honest. Yeah, the emoji. That's an interaction thing, so you can send the viewer hearts and smiley faces, and the viewer can, you know, the streamer can go like, oh, the viewers sent me hearts, you know, that they didn't have to type in the text box. It's silly.
I need this battery charged.
No problem. Here you go.
While we're at it, you can charge my batteries too.
Listen, I don't know what's gonna happen exactly when I do this. My memory's a little hazy.
I don't even know what that means.
All I'm saying is you don't want to come anywhere near the oil field, all right? This thing could get out of hand.
In the middle of highly flammable materials. Great.
I'll do my best to contain it.
Just please don't turn out to be some kind of crazy terrorist guy, okay?
Okay, I'm gonna go now. Wish me luck.
Wait a sec, I want to ask you about something first. What did you mean with that my memory's a little hazy thing?
I had a pretty rough time coming here. It was like being caught in a tsunami. I blacked out for a while. It's hard to explain. There's a
You are so focused on them, and I understand. They are prominent.
As intact as they are.
So you might have brain damage, you're about to do great things with a magic piece of paper, and you came here from another dimension?
No, I'm from New York. I was just visiting another dimension.
Oh, yeah, okay. My bad.
Why do I go backwards a little bit? I started jacking off in front of the woman. She wasn't concerned at all. In fact, I think she might have been a little bit turned on. Remember to restock at the ammo box. Bitch! I already done that. Do I look like someone that would forget to restock at the ammo box? Don't answer that. How many do I got to get rid of? A revolver? They call me Revolver. What did you get delivered? It wasn't for me. No, the Bad Dragon sponsorship fell through. You know that.
Time to make some serious changes.
Wheel was in place, the oil was flowing, the battery was attached, the lights were blinking, the CD was playing in the boombox. Okay. Yeah, it's Kasabian. La da 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 da. Audio jungle, 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 audio jungle. Audio jungle, audio jungle, audio jungle, audio jungle, audio jungle, la 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 la. La 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 ba 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 ba. Without context, that's gonna sound really weird. Yeah. I can't do much about it. It's gonna play. It's gonna play. I can't do anything about it. Content ID. Don't get any money. What a music group is gonna get all your revenue. Fuck it. I'll let it play. It's too good. I want to hear it. It's a great song. Escape the destruction. Wake us on fire. It is badass to be hearing this, so. Alan burning up is a metaphor for his stream's ad revenue. So true. They've made it so your flashlight beam can't do chip damage. But, in return, your bar recharges way quicker. I like that. I like that. That fits in with the more arcadey nature of this as well. Yeah, the flashlight is like lantern strength. I wonder if there was meant to be an upgrade system and they ended up going, oh, fuck it, give them the max strength flashlight from the beginning.
What the hell was that?
Easy. I got him. You're safe. I need you to tell me what you know about him. The guy who looks like me.
There was a party in one of the rooms. It was pretty wild. I'm not sure which room it was in.
You didn't attend.
No, I wasn't there. But it got way out of hand. Anyway, I heard that he went to the diner and there was a fight there or something. Maybe you could find out more from there. I got some keys that you could maybe use.
You just happen to have the keys, huh?
I don't know. I don't get the feeling this started out as a DLC episode because it's very clear that those DLC episodes were created by reusing content that they had made for the main game.
Yeah, thanks for the advice, but I'm not sticking around.
Like, this doesn't reuse anything, except maybe some of these, like, interior models and...
I guess. Thanks for the help. Were those
like, even the engine is a little better.
Taken? What are they?
It's complicated. Short version, the darkness can take people over. That's why I had to destroy the oil derrick. Otherwise, they would have overrun the place.
Wow, I didn't think you'd actually do it. I mean, I didn't think it'd work. That's crazy.
Let me just try one more time at the risk of sounding like a broken record. It's bad out there. I don't want you hurt. You should stay put.
Yeah, while you turn this place into an inferno, run around shooting things up and play some kind of weird games with your psycho evil twin. Don't get me wrong.
Strange, isn't it?
Whoa! Matzo!
Is enough.
Matzo, no!
Get out of here, okay?
Refunded immediately. Thank you, Matzo. Do I have like something I can do as a donation thing? Do I have anything on hand? I suppose I can down my blackberry ginger ale can in one go. You won £300 on gambling yesterday. I saw, yes, you posted it. I appreciate it, but please hold on to your money. But thank you, thank you. That's the difference between streamers. Like, I'm like, no, hold on to your money. Don't waste it. And then streamers on Twitch, you know the kind I'm talking about. You know, their body spilling halfway out of their top. Be like, actually, no, you sit here watching my streams for free. You have to pay up, piggy.
A poltergeist. Its existence is one of rage and hostility, and its very presence turns ordinary objects into deadly projectiles.
Oh, shit!
No getting in that way. I've got a key. I take it the key doesn't open the back door. I thought I had the key to Emma's back door, but as it turns out, she thought I was a weirdo. Nice for a weirdo, but still a weirdo. Oh, that fucking stock door opening sound effect. Took me right out of this.
The scene. Traces of violence. A callous midnight snack. A room key left carelessly behind. The man recognizes the enemy's handiwork.
I think these are keys for the motel rooms.
Yeah, no shit, Alan.
Satellite and now
I think
this.
water is wet.
That place might be involved.
50 years Legends of Racing. Explore the motel rooms. Can I drive in this one? Not that car.
Emma Sloan was a believer in a great many things, most of which were entirely fallacious.
I wish she believed in things that were fallacious.
Emma Sloan, an innocent victim of his dark half. More collateral damage in the ongoing war. Damned by forces beyond her control.
Oh no, Tits has been captured. Pour one out for Tits. She will be missed. I like how the game says you can get ammo for all your weapons when you open an ammo box, but it never gives you flare gun ammo.
Damn it! Why didn't you listen?
Oh, no Kasabian playing now, is there? That stock door opening sound effect again. Ugh! Awful. Nothing on that one. They all on ground floor? Weird to find an American motel where there's not, like, an upper floor. Granted, they do exist, but, I mean... That's weird to me. Like, you always see them in movies with that same layout, the 2 floors.
Damn.
Michael Farabee, dead, tortured, dressed in clothes that bore the name of a local observatory. A slim lead, but solid enough. It stirs something deep.
What
in
an
his
American
mind.
nightmare.
He knows where to go
Be
now.
my next stop.
Alright, thank you, Matzo.
The observatory, hot on the heels of the Herald of Darkness, the champion of light forges on to see the stars.
Oh. Would say, wow, that's a short game, but I know something about this game's structure
An observatory.
that
A
has been
place
spoiled
a
for
man
me.
To witness the magnificence of the universe. But such insights are not what the champion of light is looking for. He has come to find a weapon.
I guess spoilers for the people who don't know, but you play this game 3 times, so we're gonna be here a while. I wonder if there was ever an Alan Wake 2 that followed that format, you know? Because Alan Wake took 10 years and several cancelled versions, according to Sam Lake. Several. Not like a couple of cancelled versions. Several. So I would love to know what form they took, you know? Because they ended up with an Alan Wake that is reminiscent... No. I'm sure if I did, it was a very long time ago. I mean, the Alan Wake that we're getting now is basically Resi 2 Remake style. I take it the original was more like this. And speaking of Alan Wake, at some point before Alan Wake 2 releases... Ooh, ripping off car doors. Ooh. Interesting. At some point before Alan Wake 2 comes out, I would like to play the Alan Wake Experience DLC for Control. But I mean, if I'm going to do that, I might as well play through Control. And now I own it on Steam with all the DLC. There's no reason why I shouldn't. I say now I own it on Steam. I've owned it on Steam with all the DLC as of like February last year. I think maybe for spooky streams I won't run the monthly polls. Keyboard and mouse is out of the question. All the way. I'm a controller fiend. I only play on keyboard and mouse when I don't have a choice. Or if I'm playing something like a light gun game, like an on-rail shooter. They're always better with the mouse. A mouse elevates even the worst on-rail shooters into something playable and enjoyable. Just take Martian Panic, which I reviewed recently. That game, you know, has its fair share of issues. It's certainly not recommended at its RRP. But that game is remarkably playable and surprisingly good with a mouse.
The spiders aren't really the work of the enemy. They're a side effect. A part of the Dark Place's less significant fauna that has managed to slip through the opening I made when I arrived. Less an animal than an idea that has assumed the form of
animal enemies in
makes
Alan
them
Wake.
no less dangerous, but at least they're a little easier to deal with. The darkness doesn't protect them like the Taken, and thus they can be destroyed by either light or bullets right away.
Spiders, huh? Fun. Another manuscript page over here somewhere.
The pressure of success got to me. My wife Alice was the sole thing in my life that anchored me. Suddenly it wasn't enough. I couldn't write anymore. I distracted myself with wild parties and whatever trouble I could scare up. I wallowed in the drama of my life, sure that Alice would stick with me even though she didn't sign up to be the lifeline of a tortured artist. It was my dumb luck she's not the type to give up.
Where's the checkpoint? Oh, it's down here. Is there like a map? No. It looks like there'll be no driving in Alan Wake 2, at least from what we've seen, right? From the trailer of the one that's coming out this year. "40 pages required." Carbine rifle. That's what I'm already carrying. Is this the Payne residence?
I'm Dr. Rachel Meadows, and wait a moment, it's you. I can't believe you dare show your face around here again.
Hey, Johnny. Yeah, I mean, I was ready to stream, so I started streaming. You know how it is. This is everything you would want out of a sequel. This is really good. Combat's better. Art direction's better. The only thing it's missing is the badass story. If there's someone who could mod it in, that'd be great.
Away.
It wasn't me. I just look like him.
Are you serious? That's what you're going with? Please.
I'm trying to stop him. You saw those shadow things trying to kill me, right? I bet he got along with them just fine.
Yes. Yes, he did. All right. Come on in.
Thank you.
I pulled out my gun and shot the woman. I wasn't allowed in the men's or the women's toilets. but only the women's toilets made a noise like I couldn't go in them, which was very suspicious. Oh wait, no, both of them do. No. They don't. Only the women's make so you can't open it noise. How sus.
Hey, buddy. I figured I'd take a moment to talk to you. There's a party next door.
he's not enough of a man.
A little beer, a little fun, you know? It's nice.
Hey Emma, why don't you come on over here and suck my cock?
This whole thing between us, it's a little weird for me too, you know? I mean, we don't just look the same, there's a lot we share. I mean, up here. I know you, right? So I was thinking maybe we could...
We could what? Maybe we could what?
These guys are getting out of control. Look, I feel like we're both victims of circumstance here. And maybe we could make some kind of effort to...
I love that I could do that. Definitely not taking it seriously. What are you gonna do, Mr. Scratch?
Never mind.
Oh. Seems like a nice guy.
Just a moment, I'll send the lift down to you. I didn't expect to see anyone here tonight, but I'm relieved to see an actual person. That's assuming this isn't some kind of cruel trick on your part, of course.
Shut up, bitch. Bring me the lift. I had a problem. I couldn't trust women with British accents. The fire extinguisher did not explode. Oh shit! I skipped a cutscene! By accident! It's your fault!
Tell me more about the signal.
It's almost as if something's being transmitted to Night Springs. It's the strangest thing. It's quite elusive, almost as if it wasn't properly there. I don't know how to describe it.
So, what was the signal like?
I wish I knew. He appeared before I had a good fix on it. He was
She-
very pleasant when I was working.
She follows my
but when
face.
I isolated the signal, he suddenly forced me out of the control booth. He said it was none of my business. He seemed to change. Somehow he was very smooth and charming before that, but suddenly he became... I'm sorry. I'm not sure I want to talk about it.
I have to ask, do you always wear that to work?
I was at a party for a local art exhibition. Fascinating works. When I was called away by my assistant. Michael was the first to spot this event. I don't know where he is now, actually. He was supposed to bring us some food, but he never showed up.
Michael's
Tell me
dead.
about the event.
Oh, it's quite fascinating. It looks as if stars were changing, somehow. Or shifting positions. It isn't really happening, of course. Most likely it's caused by some kind of atmospheric refraction phenomenon. But I've never seen anything like it.
Did he hurt you?
No, he didn't quite threaten me exactly, but those shadowy things started to crawl into view, and whatever the signal was, he seemed to be extremely frustrated by it. He just started breaking things and left. I thought it best not to interfere.
You were lucky. He's done much worse.
Yes. He showed me a knife, and he kept talking. He enjoyed the sound of his own voice. A proper maniac. You really aren't anything like him, are you?
Believe me, I try very hard not to be.
Get the imaging array. Put on the Kasabian CD.
Good luck, and try to be careful. It's a very expensive part, and we don't have a replacement.
Sure thing.
Oh dear, that sounded more callous than I intended. Be safe.
Sure thing. Not that way. Spiders.
This must be her car.
Don't like that I can hear them behind me. I hope y'all are okay with spiders. 'Cause, I mean, I'm not, but it's a video game. I think I'll manage. That was an easy mission.
I found it!
Excellent. I'll operate the platform directly below the telescope so you can install the array. Don't worry, it's very easy. Hop on. Brilliant, you've got it. I'll just run a quick diagnostic on it. Yes, it's in perfect order. All right, we're good to go. Let's take a look at the skies.
It's like a giant penis.
problem with the automated coolant system. Somebody just interrupted the flow.
So now what?
Well, you could go and open the secondary coolant flow valves manually. I know it's dangerous there, but, well...
I got it!
Please come talk to me if you have questions.
Just remember, you need to release all 3 valves. It doesn't matter what order you do it in.
I'm so glad there was 3 valves. There wasn't 4 valves. Or 2 valves, but 3. The magic number used in most video games. Half-Life 3. We had Half-Life 3. It's called Half-Life Alyx, and apparently it's very good. Now I've... Is that a splitter? I don't think it was. Wasted a perfectly good flare on a fucking splitter. Oh, on an enemy that wasn't a splitter.
I've carried a flashlight and a gun for so long that I feel naked without either. It's all too often that I need them. The darkness protects the taken. Shadows crawl over their forms like living things, protecting them from harm. Blows that would injure or kill a human outright mean nothing to them as long as the darkness persists. But light makes them vulnerable. Light burns the shadows away. The darkness that drives them is still in them, but now they're vulnerable. Flashlight and gun. Sometimes it feels they're all I have left.
What's that valve then? Oh, there. I ran right past it. Something really special about the structure of this. Just saying it so you have time to prepare, but this October we have a Friday fall on the 13th. Oh shit. In October.
That should do it.
Yeah, I'm thinking 2 months for spooky streams this year. We won't have the monthly action game poll, I think, for spooky streams. I want to get through more games this spooky streams that I did last year, where we basically played nothing spooky. I mean, I'm playing Alan Wake, which, for all intents and purposes, is a survival horror series. The horror never really dies. It is just reborn. Ooh, Fear is a good shout. The original Fear.
I released all the valves, Doctor. Is it working?
Just bear with me a moment.
It's compatible with
Yes,
Xbox
I believe
Series.
You've got it sorted. It's working again. Nicely done. That sounds like trouble. I don't think they're happy with our success. Look out! They
Is
found
that
a way
Perseus Mandate, or is that Project Orpheus, or whatever it's called? I want to play them all. Fatal Frame, it would be a case of having to buy it, or, you know, sail the 7 seas for it. So quite possibly not Blackwater unless, you know, it's cheap. Perseus Mandate is a piece of crap. Duly noted, play them all, but Extraction Point is good. Got it. What's the one where Alma mounts you at the end of the game and Rogers you? Is that Is that Fear 2? Or is that Fear 3?
I still have no idea what I'm looking at, but
Fear 2, okay.
very strange, very strange indeed. Oh, where are my manners? Please, come on up. I'm sorry, I was distracted.
Oh, stealing her baby. Number 3 is the one where you've got, like, a playable character who's got psychic powers, isn't it?
Are we receiving the signal now?
Oh yes, it's coming in loud and clear. It's amazing. I'm not sure what it is yet, let alone where it's coming from, but it's interacting with our system somehow, like it was intended for us. But I don't understand how that could be.
Maybe that's just how the story goes.
I hear that one's not very good.
Never mind. Is there a way I can hear it? Or however this is supposed to work?
I think the signal is incomplete somehow, but you should be getting a printout of it now.
What do you mean it's incomplete?
It's almost as if we're only getting a fragment of it.
I need the whole thing. This is important.
I'm sure it is, but this is all we're getting.
Did the man who looks like me get the whole thing?
He locked me out of the booth, so I have no way of knowing. But
How-
I can tell you that
How
he
do you
didn't
get
really seem to
specific
understand.
endings in single player then?
So, what's in the sky?
It doesn't make any sense. The stars are just... they're wrong. I thought I'd be able to see something, but it's like I'm looking at a sky that's just... it's not the right sky. But that's impossible.
I consider myself a rational man, Doctor. But this isn't a thing you can measure or explain. I've seen impossible things that have taught me just to roll with some punches.
Oh, right, okay.
It's either that, or go insane.
I find it disturbing that you sound like you're speaking from ample experience.
Yeah.
Printout of a signal. It too is a weapon created by the Champion of Light. In its words, stirs a new reality. But it is incomplete, and yet it provides a roadmap for the man to follow, a course that will lead him to a place where he may confront his enemy.
Well, I want the fucked up ending, so... if I end up playing it once, I want to know which one's the the bad ending so I can experience it.
The drive-in. Once the site of lurid celluloid fantasies, it's now the
Just
site of
Desserts,
art
Sunrise,
exhibition.
Ham, a documentary,
yet,
Samurai
It's
versus
the search for
Conquistador.
closure rather than
Oh right, okay, fair
that
enough.
brings the champion
Oh right,
of light
that's
here.
great. It encourages a second playthrough. You don't have to come up with your own reason to do a second playthrough. The game encourages you to do a second playthrough. Oh, nice. So asymmetrical co-op.
It's you. That's fantastic.
Are you okay?
Yeah, come
Go
on
away.
to me.
No, I want you, but you'll get angry if you're here. So you gotta go. You know I'll do what you want.
Okay.
I love you so much. Did you know that love hurts? Are you gonna hurt me now? 'Cause you should.
Oh fuck yeah, I'll hurt
You
you.
got darkness on the brain. I think I can help you if I can get the lights on in here.
You can't turn the power back on. It's not allowed. You said.
So, where shouldn't I go so I don't turn the power back on? Accidentally.
It's the big building on the other side of the drive-in, but it's locked.
Where's the key?
I think that's why she
Just
appeals
so
to
that I
me.
know to avoid it.
I'm what they call
on the wall
psychosexual.
next to the cash register. But you can't. You can't. Don't be bad.
Hey, no problem. I'm just gonna go do some other stuff. Scout's honor. Just try to stay calm. I've seen this kind of thing before. I think you're gonna be okay.
Why is it so hard to think?
You've been touched by darkness. I'm hoping it's not permanent.
Remember when you were here before and you kissed me? And then everything got all dark? That was the best.
Listen, this is very important. Where did I go? Can you tell me that?
Baby, you don't need to go anywhere. You're here now, and you're in my head. You should be in me. You should touch me again.
Not with a 10-foot pole, lady. Hey, just in case there's a part of you in there that's freaking out right now, it's not your fault. I promise I'll do what I can to help you, okay?
I don't... Please go away.
Don't sweat it. I'm just saying that in case you really need to hear it, I've been there.
I think there are spiders in my eyes. I think you put them in me.
Yeah, I'm just gonna go now.
The other me fucked this girl senseless. Scrambled her brains.
And we're back with Old Gods of Asgard and their manager, Barry Wheeler. Guys, you're on your comeback tour, and you're playing a lot of your...
Barry Wheeler
But you've also got a new single out, right?
is the manager of the Old Gods of Asgard.
Hard to go back into the studio after such a long time.
Are you kidding me? They were chomping at the bit. They were just itching to stretch those creative muscles. Now, it had been a while because, they spent a lot of time in,
Retirement. We were retired.
We were?
Yeah.
No. We were at the lodge, and we escaped.
We were at the retirement,
retirement thing.
Yeah.
So, really, once we got in the studio, things started happening. Now, the music has changed a little bit, and the boys were a little rusty, so it took us a while to find the right gear. But hey, once we got going, boy, they kicked ass. And it's an awesome song. It's called Balance Slays the Demon, and seriously, I think it's their finest work. And hey, I should know, I produced it.
Oh, really? I didn't know you were a producer.
Well, this was my first time. I mean, they needed a little bit of guidance, you know what I mean? Don't get me wrong, these guys are the best. But it's the 21st century, man. Things just sound a little different these days. So, I kind of stepped in there, helped them make it sound all cool, kind of jazzed it up.
That sounds like a challenge.
Oh, no, it was really easy, man. I was just, like, hey, give it a little zing, Let's take it to another level
Synths.
so it really rips.
Oh no.
Let's just throw some really sweet synths in. Like that, just kick it up a notch. But it's totally old gods.
Well, listeners, you can judge for yourselves. Here's Old Gods of Asgard, and Balance slays the demon.
Oh, yeah.
Deep in the ocean of darkness, in the mirror of light, Balance becomes a stranger, and in your fantasies, he rides a storm on your peace.
I don't know, I think Barry Wheeler might be onto something here.
Beyond the shadow you settle for, there is a miracle illuminated. Deep in the ocean of darkness, in the mirror light, Balance becomes a stranger.
This is really good, what the fuck? It's a piss take and it's really good. Wow. I'm stunned. Oh man. That's so good! The hell? Poets of the Fall with synths!
Been suborned by the insidious
I'm
touch of the darkness.
I'm sold.
He has experienced it himself, but merciful light burned
the
away
page.
the darkness in his brain.
It's around that way. That is absolutely amazing.
My writer's block got worse. I didn't sleep much anymore. My life with Alice seemed like a constant fight. I was a wreck. Alice took steps. She booked a vacation in Bright Falls, a small town in Washington. It was supposed to be a chance to break out of the cycle I was in. She didn't know about the darkness in Cauldron Lake.
I wonder what the content ID situation is with that. If I can use it for opening spooky streams.
Not good.
I'm already thinking ahead to spooky streams. That's where my brain is. The Control would definitely count as a spooky game.
Look, Mr. Hero's here. You ready to save the day?
You took some of the magic out of it by having a Mr. Scratch model, you know? Because up until now, we've only seen him in IRL behind, like, a TV screen. Wizard time. Oh, yeah. Alan's got witch time. Yeah. It's not quite the same. Like, you can't wail on people the same way that Bayonetta can wail on people. Always wondered what Alan Wake was trying to be. If it was trying to be a horror story or an action story or what. Wow. That was, he's a psycho. I'm hoping maybe there's a manuscript page up here. Oh! The happy song. Oh, come on, invisible walls! You're taking my enjoyment right out of the game. Invisible walls, honestly.
You are gonna shit yourself when you realize what I have done. Shut up!
I'm gonna shit myself. Haha, joke's on you. I've already had coffee today. I've been shitting myself the past 3 hours. Damn it! Ah yes, you were gonna make your cool coffee. Your cold coffee. Right, I thought I shot a cactus earlier. Just confirm. I did, but I didn't destroy it. Okay, cool. I thought for a minute there was destructible environment elements. I was about to freak out, but no, there isn't. I am so immersed in this in a way that I wasn't immersed in the original Alan Wake. That's something of a testament to just how much more immersive this is. Gonna go for all the achievements. Probably not. I've likely already missed one by not playing on Nightmare, so... Game actually seems too easy on normal. But I'm kind of enjoying that it's become a bit of a power fantasy now. Getting into it a bit more as a result.
Alice, my wife, the best thing that ever happened to me. She smiles and the darkness lifts. For her, I've tried things.
So is the darkness really just depression?
I've never really minded if it's made me feel like a fool. She's a photographer, and the world she sees through her lenses is unique and beautiful. She has the vision. She sees things others don't and knows how to make them visible to everybody. She did it with me, too. She teased out things I was only vaguely aware of. She always saw me in the best possible light.
She always saw me in the best possible light. 1521 lumens, daylight. Yeah, that's the one thing I miss from playing Control, was just how complex and destructible the environments were. And how well my PC handled it as well was wild to me.
Okay, I should be able to figure this out.
And my PC will handle it better. My PC should be able to handle it better now I've raised the processor since the last time I tried to play Control. And the Steam version is just a better version than the Game Pass version, which I was playing before. The Games for Windows Live version was a buggy mess. So a combination of those two factors, Control should run like a treat. But yeah, I played it on Game Pass because it was on Game Pass, right? Game Pass on PC. And then everything I heard about the publishing job was just that the Game Pass version was awful. Like, major bugs and glitches, people losing their save files, people getting consistent crashes, which was what was happening to me. Kind of hoping I could just climb over. Right. Ooh.
You have no idea how badly you're screwed. It's gonna be a blast to watch you find out. Don't want to get hit by those.
Darkness grenades. Where's Darkness Grenade Man now? Oh boy, the drive-in theater's showing my favorite movie. We've actually seen that one. Okay, how screwed am I?
Wait.
It'll be good to finally give Control the chance it deserves. It got 1 and a tiny bit streams from me. The second Control stream was marred by the fact the game kept crashing. I'm gonna start it over from the beginning.
It's so nice in the dark. No, don't! Oh, it's not... It's you. Did you help me?
Looks like you're feeling better now.
Yes, I am. Thank you so much. I don't know what happened. There was this guy.
Before you say anything, I know I look like him, but I'm not.
Don't worry. You just don't feel anything like he does. He was in my head. I feel like I need to take 50 showers.
Where is he?
That asshole wanted to get into the projector booth. He was talking about fixing things so the sun never comes up. God, it didn't seem that weird when he was saying it. It sounded really good at the time.
You weren't yourself. The projector booth. That sounds about right. I need to get in there.
I have the access code for the door. Here.
Thanks.
Projector booth.
I'm just glad you showed up now. He said he'd be back after he'd arranged for some security.
Do you feel up to telling me what's going on here?
We have an art exhibition here, supposed to open tomorrow. I'm the curator. My name's Serena Valdivia.
Well, Serena.
Holy shit, it is you.
I want to rearrange
I've seen you on the big screen.
the alphabet and put you and I together.
You know Alice? Wait. Big screen.
Yeah, we have a film from her here. What the hell happened to you?
Getting back to Alice.
Oh, God, yeah, sorry. It's quite a coincidence that you're here. She made this short film. I mean, she shot it years ago. You're in it. It's a part of the exhibition.
I'm in a film?
Yeah, it's like... I mean, it's just footage she shot of you at some point, but she turned it into this thing. It's almost like a memorial of sorts, because, you know,
you're supposed to be dead. Or something.
Uh-huh. How's Alice? Is she alright?
She's okay, I guess, all things considered. I know her pretty well. You're really Alan? I can't believe you're here. Nobody knows what happened to you. But there are people who say they've seen you.
That wasn't me. He just looks the same. Like, you know.
Yeah, but that guy's a lot more slimy. The thought of him makes me... I hate him, but there's something about him, this... God, he's so creepy. Anyway, you're not like him. At all. I hope you can stop him.
Not like him at all. Yeah, nothing like him. It's alright. I mean, I've tried to play Control before, so... I've wanted to play it. The sheer, like, shitness of the Game Pass version put me off. And then I was waiting until, you know, I got hold of the game again. I got hold of the game again and then forgot that I'd got hold of the game again. Then they dropped it on Epic Game Store, I believe, as a freebie. So, like, I own the game twice now.
That's the security
Plus the Game Pass version. I've had plenty of opportunities to play it. It's my own damn fault I haven't. But I'm putting it right, you know? That's part of what playing Alan Wake is about. It's putting it right. To be honest, one of the things that really put me off Alan Wake back in the day, apart from me managing to sequence break and get stuck in the original Alan Wake, part of what put me off was, you know, horror games were my brother's thing. You know, he's like, oh, one day I'm gonna get into content creation, I'm gonna be a live streamer, you know, horror's gonna be my thing. So I'm like, okay, I will steer clear of the horror for you. And then it takes him 10 years to become a live streamer and content producer. That's 10 years I could have spent playing games like this that I actually would have enjoyed. You know, I should have just powered on and, you know, covered that content to begin with. Because I was never told, you know, don't play that. You know, don't create that content. I always steered clear of it because I didn't want to step on his shoelaces. I've since realized that I have robbed myself of so many gaming experiences I would enjoy.
The Champion of Light can feel the fragment of the signal in his pocket. The weapon that can change what will be. It's incomplete, but it's all he has.
Oh, it's a Death Rally arcade machine. It was late at night, the summer was almost over.
Hell, this isn't going right. You've been up to something, haven't you? Too bad it's not gonna do any good. I'm a better you than you ever will be, and I've got all the time in the world. Everything you've got's going to be mine. Your life. Your wife! What are you gonna do about it? The sun's never coming up now. I can keep this up forever. Show yourself! Whatever you say, buddy.
The rush of darkness is unstoppable. Time itself twists and tears, sweeping the champion of light back with its dark currents. Again, he enters the world, but now he sees the trap for what it is, a maze that loops back into itself.
I'm here again. Set me back.
Fussy.
In Bright Falls, I was constantly under attack by birds that were more shadow than flesh and feathers. But this is an evolution. Some of the Taken were actually capable of turning into a flock of birds to escape my attacks and turning back into human form to make surprise attacks.
It's a reminder that you're still in the dark place for all intents and purposes, even now.
Oh, not birds again.
Ugh, not birds again.
What the hell?
Okay. Talk to Emma? She's still alive. Oh, fucking birds. Yeah, I do appreciate that the birds don't actually attack me, so to speak. The birds become an enemy. I appreciate that. Because the birds were the worst part of the original Alan Wake for me. Hands down. The birds were not fun.
Emma? You here?
Wow, it is you. I guess all of it really happened.
You remember me?
Kind of. I felt weird all day, like I could almost remember a dream I had, and then, just before sunset, I remembered the page.
Yeah. I'm going to have to go get those things again.
Not all of them. I went out and got them. Well, most of them. I felt stupid at first, but then it was getting dark, and those things started showing up, and one of them made off with the battery. It ran into the railroad tunnel. There was no way I was gonna follow him in there. Sorry.
It's good you didn't. You should be careful. I mean, really careful.
Yeah, I kind of remember something. Something bad happened to me, didn't it?
Forget it. It doesn't have to happen again, okay? Just do what I say.
Yeah, okay. God, this is too weird. Am I going crazy here? Just go get that battery.
Try to stay calm. You're perfectly sane. We're caught in a time loop. That's why this is happening again.
I believe you. God, I feel like I might just lose it any second now. How come you're not freaking out over this?
Because on my personal weird shit-o-meter, this just doesn't rate.
Look, I know something happened to me before...
You're gonna be okay, if you just keep cool, okay? Thanks for getting this stuff for me. It's a big help.
I hope so. Are you gonna make everything blow up at the oil field again?
I have to.
Well, whatever the hell else you might be, at least you're not boring.
Thanks. I'll take that as a compliment, I suppose.
Just the battery. That'll save time.
It's almost like we knew making you play the same segment over and over again was boring, so we made it slightly less painful.
Okay. So this chick just came up to me and said she's my biggest fan. I know. They all say that, right? And she's giving me the eye. So I make a couple of moves. We have a couple of drinks. And then things start happening. But I say I have to go to the bathroom first. Uh-oh, right? She's got no idea. Watch this.
Oh, this is gonna be good.
Priceless.
That's nice.
I thought you'd like that. Are you tense? You feel a little tense.
Maybe a little. I had a crappy day.
Yeah?
Don't worry, it's improving real fast.
Yeah.
Hey, don't stop. It's just getting good.
Watch this.
Oh. Did he just... Did you just ejaculate, my dude?
Did you see that? Oh man, did you see her? Boom!
Animals. It's in our nature to imagine, to turn fantasies into legends, to be storytellers. But on a rare occasion, the line between fact, fiction, imagination, and reality becomes hopelessly blurred, and nowhere admittedly as in Night Springs.
Fuck. What the fuck? Evening, Draven. Evening. Find the battery. It feels like I've been here before. It feels like I've already done this. Not sure why.
Now Night Springs is in Arizona, although not for long. It's in Arizona because whatever the town that has become Night Springs is really called is located near one of the thin, worn places in the world where dreams and reality flow together and life is always a little strange. Perfect analogy for Night Springs. I can't return to the real world. I've tried, but I'm operating on dream logic, forcing the door open a crack so I can slip through. I can enter the strange little town of Night Springs. All I did was put it in Arizona for one night.
Well, that explains the different geography.
Well, this should be perfectly safe.
There's never an uninteresting time with American Nightmare. Not to spoil anything, this game's structure is unorthodox. So there's not really an uninteresting time to join.
Now I just need her to charge this up.
Oh, nice, more of them. I know, right, spiders. Not in the original Alan Wake. That's new. Different enemy types. Huge improvement. Large open areas that you can explore with collectibles to find.
Night
Hugely
Springs
different.
doesn't exist. It's a fictional town from the TV show I used to work on. It was Any Place USA, a place we used as a backdrop for whatever strange story we had that week. One of the stories I wrote for the show involved a man, the champion of light, fighting his evil double, the Herald of Darkness. It was something I'd written back in the real world, something I had a link to, a framework I could build on. I had adapted it into a new story. This story.
Why couldn't you have adapted a happy story like Mickey and his friends go shopping? Would have made for a less interesting game though.
Found the battery.
Okay, I'll charge it. Here. Try not to get killed.
Okay. I'm gonna take care of this.
Ooh,
Try to
camera
stay calm.
died.
Look, what if you stay here with me, please?
I'm sorry, but if I don't deal with this, no one else will.
Ugh.
Allow me to do a refresh on that. Everything is catching on
guess.
fire.
It's just that this is getting really creepy. I believe this is real, but I don't understand any of it. I'm getting scared. I can't believe you're so calm.
I get scared, but I've had a lot of time to get used to it. That helps. The guy who looks like me is the reason this is happening. I caught up with him, but he swept me back here.
Back in time.
Yeah, it's a trap. We'll be doing this forever unless I can break out of it.
How are you gonna do that?
I'm working on it. I came prepared, but things got kind of scrambled when I arrived. I'm tracking down the things I need.
Yeah, well, feel free to climb back into your DeLorean or whatever it is you do.
Back in time. Ba, 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 da. There is definitely a page, isn't there? On the roof? Is there a way to get onto the roof?
Okay, people, it's Eddie Rodman here with a few hours to kill, and there's nobody I'd rather spend them with. Nobody else in the whole world. Oh boy, that'll land me in hot water when I get back home, won't it? Well, just in case my wife is listening, and you always are, aren't you, baby? Let me tell you, you are the exception, honey, and the prettiest lady I ever saw to boot. But I'd really like to spend some quality time with you listeners, because, well, tonight's one of those nights. You're
This
sitting in the
DJ's
studio and
suave,
you
isn't he?
forget how long it's been or what day it is. You just sit here and go through the motions. Might as well have been here forever. Keep talking, but you don't even know what you're saying. It's like you're on automatic. You can't stop the ride and get off. It's times like these that I really wish that somebody would just call in and relieve my boredom. How about it? Anybody? Come on now, help a fella out. Our lines are open.
Help a fella out. I don't know. Got to be a way up onto the roof from here. You know, I'm assuming that's the case. How do I get that manuscript page? It's got to be the roof. Maybe I missed it when I could go in there. Starting to think that's the case. That was a last run thing, not a this run thing. Yeah! It's right in your face. In your face. Less enemies around here than last time. Oh, they're all this kind, I see. Oh, not all of them. Combat is so much better.
Well, here we go again. Better get ready to run.
Wheel was in place and the oil was flowing. The battery was attached and the lights were blinking. The CD was playing in the boombox. That a manuscript page.
I'm trapped in the darkness. He has started appearing to me. Mr. He can travel back into the world effortlessly, and he loves to rub my face in it. At first, he was just an echo in the darkness, a flicker beyond the edge of my vision. Now he started showing himself, getting bolder all the time, telling me what a great time he's having in the world while I'm stuck here, and what he plans to do, especially to Alice. All the moves I have left are dangerous and desperate. I have no choice. I have to hunt him.
That's what I'm doing. Okay. I hope you like Kasabian. Ba bum bum ba bum bum.
trouble. Better hurry.
All right. That didn't go too bad.
Emma! Coming! It's not a bad thing! Nothing!
I'm not scared. Not scared.
Just keep your head down!
That's a splitter. Fuck. Missed my chance to kill a splitter in one shot. Okay. Got him.
It's okay. It's safe now.
Yo, I see a page that I didn't see before. This way? Maybe they're inside these buildings. Oh, this is the bit where I go in the buildings, isn't it? Get the keys.
I got a really bad feeling about all of this.
I'm gonna need those keys to the diner now. There's a motel key there that I have to get.
Oh, hey, you don't have to do that. I have the motel master key. I work for the same company, you know. What's at the motel?
Well, there's a dead guy. He's got something I need to get into the Mount Redtooth Observatory.
God, that's awful. Hey, you wanted to know about the guy who looked like you, didn't you?
The last time you said he had a party, but you didn't go.
No, that's not true. I did go. It was really great at first, and then I didn't see it myself, but I hear he turned nasty. He hurt a bunch of guys pretty bad.
We know about the girl.
And there was this girl, she died. But I didn't hear about that until afterwards. I thought that he was so charming.
And then he went to the diner.
That's right. I wasn't involved. I wasn't involved with that at all. I don't know what happened.
Fine. I need to check out these motel rooms. In the meantime, you stay here, okay? I'm serious. Keep the lights on and stay here.
Yeah, okay. You got it. I sure hope you're right about this.
Of course I am.
You're gonna stay here this time, right?
Because the last time I didn't, and that thing, whatever it is, happened to me.
Yeah. I don't want you to get hurt again.
Don't worry, I'm gonna stay put. I don't remember what happened exactly, but I learned my lesson.
Good. It doesn't have to happen exactly the same way this time around. You proved that much when you went out and got those things for me. I think you're gonna be okay.
Let's hope you're right.
The memory of her own fate haunts Emma Sloan and fills her with dread. This time, she does as she's told. It's not enough to save her.
Fuck. I liked her as well.
My own face peered back at me from the TV screen. For a moment, I struggled with the sensation of déjà vu. How many times have I seen myself like this now? And then there was that easy grin that never seemed quite as quick or natural on my own lips. The dark, malicious twinkle in the eyes. And I knew who I was looking at. As he pulled back and revealed the room behind him, my throat went dry. There was nothing I could do but watch.
So yeah, I don't need to get on the roof. The page will be somewhere in this room.
Alice and Barry, my wife and my best friend, are easily the two most important people in my life, and they've never really gotten along with each other. I suppose both of them resent the other's intrusions into what they considered their domain. After I was gone, they maintained an uneasy truce. My book stayed in print, still selling, the licensing machine churned away. She was my wife and controlled the intellectual property. He was my agent and took care of the business. I wish they found more common ground than that.
I wish so too. Maybe they could have got together and, you know, had a child and called him Alan in memory of me.
It's said that nobody knows what the future might bring, but for this man, it's no longer entirely true. A weaker man might simply give up, but the Champion of Light is an expert on destiny. Sometimes the puppet and puppeteer can be one and the same.
Thinking about putting some coffee on, but it's like 8 o'clock at night.
Mount Redtooth, its top littered with man-made eyes that stare into the endless depths of space. Tonight, the Champion of Light will depend on them to pick out a message from the ether. As history repeats itself, the man remembers the patterns. He knows that he needs the missing part for the telescope.
Dr. Venom's car. That's where the camera should be.
I can't have a coffee right now. It's a bad idea. No, it's a bad shout. I can soldier through. Going to fetch a bottle of water might be a good shout, though.
I've seen the enemy, and it's me. I've faced dark horrors before, things that live in the unimaginable pressures of the world beyond our own. Sometimes they masquerade as humans. That's what ultimately lurks inside Mr. Scrooge. He's every mean-spirited tabloid story about me. An evil caricature, a creature formed in that vague territory of misconceptions, half-truths, and the dark imagination of people who heard a story about me. An urban legend made flesh, a serial killer, my dark half, brought to life by the power of Cauldron Lake.
BRB about 2 minutes. Thank you for waiting. Your patience is always appreciated. Right. Water. I'm like leaving for work in 12 hours. So, no coffee. But I got some water and I got some cheese strings as well. Ooh, hunting rifle. That's a bit more like it.
There are places where our world is worn thin, and another reality brushes against ours. One such site
Nothing
is
much has been
Cauldron
done
Lake
with The
near Bright
Office.
Falls,
The
Washington. But there are others.
VCR is
That other reality is dark,
currently out
vast
of
and
commission.
malleable, always in flux. In its depths dwell vast forces and alien energies. They're dangerous. But in one of these places, if you know how, you can channel the power of that place and use it to shape reality.
I think one of the tapes I fed it made the VCR head dirty. And all I get now is tracking jitters, so...
The darkness rose from the depths of Cauldron Lake and took Alice. It needed words. It needed me to write its way into our world. She was leverage, a hostage. I complied, but with a twist. I put in a loophole that gave me a chance to fight back. I was hunted by shadowy enemies, but I faced the darkness. I fought it with light. I drove it back. I saved Alice, but it came with a cost. I was trapped in the dark place below Cauldron Lake.
Looks like Alan died to save Alice. You can only get one shot in before they turn back. Because of how slow this shoots.
Stories come naturally to us. We can't help it. There are many different worlds, many competing realities within our heads, fueled by books, television, even barely remembered childhood tales. There's an endless supply of fictional concepts more familiar to us than anything or anyone real. We have a far greater connection to the fictional characters we know and love than the random people we pass on the street. Our destinies and inspirations are shaped by lies, myths, and fables.
I respect what you're saying, Alan, but I'll live in my own fantasy world if I can have a Saria in my life. Fuck the people on the street, they suck.
It's you! How dare you! No, wait. It isn't you, is it? I suppose you'd better come in. I'll unlock the door.
Thanks.
What's on the TV this time?
I know what you're thinking. Evil twin, supernatural powers. But most of the time, I just like to keep things basic. I want you to understand that. Like this. Need to get your hands dirty? No batteries, no moving parts, just physics. That's technology you can depend on. It's a classic. Speaking of classics, you need to be careful with this one, though. If the victim suddenly twists, you might end up cutting yourself. It's not really a workhorse, but I'm a sucker for this style. Now this is more like it. You've got slip-resistant grip. Believe me, you really want that traction once you're wrist deep in somebody. The blade's stiff enough so it won't open by accident in your pocket, but it's still really easy to open with just one hand. Now that's a big thing for me.
Yeah, but how do you shut one of those?
I know what you're thinking. It's too big, too heavy. But sometimes you just need the extra oomph. If you're talking intimidation, this is gonna do the job. Also great for dismemberings and whatnot. You know, the messy jobs. I can't tell you how many things I've MacGyvered with this stuff. Okay, now, guns. Not a big fan. I mean, how are you supposed to really connect with somebody with a bullet? I want you to understand that. I take pride in what I do. We can't both be worthless hacks, can we?
Oh, Dem's fighting words.
You'll have to forgive me, but this feels very strange. It seems like this has all happened before.
I have the replacement part for your telescope, Doctor.
All right. Let's get it installed. I think we can give this a go, although I have this strange feeling that something will
Don't
go
start
wrong.
it up yet. There's a problem with the coolant system.
Yes, that's right. I remember. All right, let me think. If they're sabotaging it, they'll be at the primary coolant pipe outside. If you can secure it, we should be ready to pick up the signal. That is why you're here, isn't it?
Yes, it is. I'll take care of it.
Before you go, if you have the time, I'd appreciate if you came up here and explained a few things. All of this is very strange to me.
Really? Want me to explain things to you? You won't understand it.
Hello.
I don't quite know what's going on, but I seem to remember having had this encounter before.
It's not deja vu, Doctor. This has happened before. We're caught in a time loop.
That's utterly insane. How could that be?
I can't really explain it. I suppose I could call it magic.
I don't believe in magic.
Neither do I, but I can't argue with what I've experienced. Listen, what matters now is the signal. The last time we only caught a part of it. I need the rest of it. Whether you believe me or not, you want to look into this as much as I do, right?
Yes. All right.
I realize that you have trouble believing this.
That's an understatement. I can't deny that what you say resonates with me on some level I don't pretend to understand. But for all I know, I'm simply delusional.
But it's not just you. I've experienced the same thing as you. Doesn't that prove something, at least?
Maybe. On the other hand, given your appearance, and the fact that you're trying to convince me that I'm not insane, perhaps you're merely a hallucination that accompanies my delusions.
You're not having a psychotic episode, Doctor. For what it's worth, I'm a skeptic by nature. I completely understand your reluctance to believe me.
There are people caught so deep in their psychosis that they retroactively manufacture memories and beliefs that conform to the situation at hand.
Sure,
No, I don't.
But you have to stop second-guessing yourself at some point, if you want to get something done.
No, I don't. I just want to get out of here quickly. Fuck all of you! I see a page over there and I want it. I have to go the long way down. Still gotta go the long way down. One in there. Where's it? Ah!
When Dr. Rachel Meadows got the call from Michael, telling her to hurry to the observatory, she didn't waste any time. It had been a nice party. She'd had a good time, but her social life would always play second fiddle to the mysteries of space. Michael never showed up, of course. He pulled over at the wrong rest stop. She never even thought about him at the time. The phenomenon in the sky above her was too fascinating.
Oh, is there like a Roswell thing going on right now?
These beams hate the light, am I correct? I think we're good to go. You should be able to turn on the lights and secure the area that way. All right, I'll start looking for the signal. Please, head back.
Of course.
I guess they didn't like that. Old damn mountain's trying to kill me.
Oh, great. Okay, up this way. Fuck you. Okay. Damn. Leave me alone.
It's working. Please, come up here.
Find the signal?
Yes, I don't think it's quite the same thing we had, the last time. Still, we're definitely picking it up.
Are we getting the complete signal now?
I'm afraid not. Take a look at it yourself. I'm printing out a hard copy now. I'd like to ask you a question or two before that, though, if you don't mind.
Yes, is there a manuscript page in here?
What's on your mind, Doctor?
Most people would find these events extremely disturbing, provided that they survive these creatures, that is. You seem to be quite adept at dealing with the situation. Why is that?
Yes, I was involved in... It's a complex story. I was in this small town, and a horrible thing from another dimension kidnapped my wife and manipulated me into writing this horror story that came true. I learned to fight it with light, and I managed to contain it and free my wife. But I was trapped in its world.
Are you serious?
Absolutely. So, I'm used to reality working in strange or even impossible ways. And I fought these things, not exactly like this, but close enough for a good while now. Of course, I have certain advantages. Was there anything else?
What did you mean when you said you have advantages?
At the risk of sounding like a lunatic, reality is much more fluid than people think. It can be influenced.
I didn't take you for a mystic.
I'm not. I'm a writer. And under certain conditions, I can, for lack of a better word, rewrite reality. Change things.
That's absurd.
But it works.
Assuming I believe this, why don't you simply, I don't know, write yourself some superpowers?
Thank you.
It's not quite that simple. You need to follow certain laws of drama, I suppose. You need to think about consistency and symbolism. Often what you write isn't anywhere near as important as what you imply. There are things out there that will...
I don't like that answer.
Do you really believe in this?
Don't look at me like that. You've experienced some of this yourself.
I will gladly admit that something exceedingly strange is going on. But this idea that you're somehow altering reality with your writing is ridiculous. You're essentially saying you're controlling my actions. Leaving aside the rational arguments against this, what gives you the right?
Well, it's more like having a destiny. A path you're on. You're not aware of it, but there it is. If somebody changes it, what difference does it make? It's what every writer does. If you write something that affects one of the characters, they don't really know about that.
I'm not a character. Are you saying that it's all right to take advantage of someone if they aren't aware of it?
Look, all I meant was that if you're genuinely making all your own decisions, and those decisions lead to whatever destiny you have, what practical difference does it make?
I suppose that depends
An
on
interesting
whether our destinies
argument.
are determined by things like physics and probabilities, or natural reality, which is presumably neutral and impartial, or by some kind of an intelligence. If it's the latter, that intelligence makes choices based on some criteria. If we suffer as a result of those choices, there's a moral and ethical element involved, regardless of whether we're aware of its manipulations. Wouldn't you agree?
You're taking this very well. I thought you'd be hangry.
I suppose I would be if I thought you could actually do this.
Oh.
Another printout. Another signal fragment. The message is still not complete, but it's another piece of the weapon he has built against his adversary. Mere words on a piece of paper, but in the right hands, they will hold back the darkness.
Not so sure they'll hold back the darkness. I feel like there's a little more to this just yet.
The last time the man came to the drive-in, it did not end well. He hopes to avoid that fate this time. He hopes that what he has brought with him to this place is enough.
Ugh. Serena's probably out of her mind again. But I'm gonna need that key so I can get the power back on. To change the world, you must craft a blueprint for the new reality. Any work of art will do, as long as it's a genuine act of creation. That's what the energies of the dark place respond to. The results may be subtle and perplexing, or far-ranging and momentous. My area of expertise, the written word, gives much more precise results than music or interpretive dance would, for instance. But words can be extremely dangerous. What you define may become reality, but so can that which you imply, even if you don't realize you're doing so.
This is getting very existential, and I'm in this photo, and I don't like it.
You again.
I'm really just here to get the keys so I can get the power back on.
Do you want to hold me down? It's okay. I know you like that.
Yeah, I'll just grab the keys.
I could be like your wife, little wifey, waiting at home for hubby. Or you could be the mailman, or the neighbor.
How about I'm the
Already
doctor
married
and
to
I
someone
give
who
you a
lives with
psychic
kids.
evaluation?
I'm just gonna go and get the power back on.
Aww.
Look, I may or may not be back. I have the access code to the booth already, so once the power is on...
You should totally come see me. We could have fun. You know.
Sounds
See
good.
how it goes. You should sit down or something. Try to stay calm.
I don't want to be calm. I want to be nasty. I want to be nasty with you.
Oh, fuck yeah.
Yeah. Okay,
You could do anything you want. You can use my...
let's not even go there. I was hoping that you'd remember more, but I guess that was too much to ask.
The record? I don't mind. I'm happy to use your...
I was about to do the weather, but I see we have a caller. Hey, you're on the air with Eddie. What's up?
Hey, Eddie, it's Ricky. You talked about fate before. You think about that a lot?
Not a lot, to be honest, but I take it you do.
Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah.
Any conclusions you'd care to share, Ricky?
Well, we've got free will, right? That's in the Bible and everything.
Yeah, right, sure.
So free will, right? Am I right? I mean, if we can do what we want, how can there be fate? I mean, you don't know what's gonna happen next, so there's no fate. There's just people doing stuff.
Well, I don't know, Ricky. I don't suppose you have considered the possibility that we're all here in the service of a greater purpose.
This is getting very existential now.
And what we take to be freedom.
I didn't realize I was playing Neon Genesis Evangelion, the video game.
On some cosmic chessboard, limited in scope, subject to the whims of unseen players,
Existing only for their entertainment.
or perhaps we're just a twisted
Reflection
of actual events that can happen elsewhere. Could it be that such is life in Night
Springs.
Dude, what?
Food for thought, Ricky. Food for thought.
Ah! I don't like this anymore.
You getting it yet, genius?
Got it. In your face. How's it going?
I want to talk about Alice.
We are on
Just look at her. She's really beautiful, isn't
our
she?
second playthrough.
Your wife. Well, our wife, really. Just my wife soon. Don't worry. I'm not gonna treat her like the others.
I can't draw it if I'm playing the game at the same time.
I wanted her dead, she would be. I've been around for a while now. So talented. You haven't seen her new work, of course. Oh, it takes my breath away. Really, she's that good.
Stop telling me about how you're gonna cuck me.
Did you know that I've got a wedding ring, too? Without similar. She's seen me
What,
a
just the
couple
cake
times
mix
now.
on its own?
I've let her catch glimpses. She thinks she's imagining things, of course. She thinks you're dead. It might as well be. I mean, even if you manage to keep surviving, you'll be in my trap forever. So I'll go to her. It'll be an amazing moment. Oh my God, you're alive. I'll be the good, loving husband for as long as I can stand it. She'll love it. And then, one day, somehow, it'll happen. Maybe I'll slip up, she spots something, or maybe she just starts running her mouth. And then, I'll do it.
Do what?
It's gonna be sweet.
Do what? What are you gonna do to my wife? What are you gonna do to my wife? Ah! My wife! Fuck you! Ah! Okay. I wouldn't do that if there wasn't respawning ammo right there. Oh yeah, it's down here. We've already played this before, so I know where to go. Because this game's weird like that.
Like a little hamster in a wheel. Go ahead.
BlizzCon ticket prices. I saw something on Twitter along those lines. Someone saying, if you're going to ask that much for ticket prices, Diva should be there giving us a blowjob. It was something like $2,000 for, like, tickets to a convention. It's so they can weed out the people who would say, is this an out of season April Fool's joke? Like, nobody from 4chan has $2,000. Yet! I actually died.
Like a little hamster in a wheel. Go ahead and keep running for all the good it'll do you.
Who said anything about running? When did I say I was gonna run? Yes! Now we're talking. Assault rifle. This is real solid. Like, it's just really, really fucking good. Compared to Alan Wake 1, like, 1.5 is fucking solid. Oh, spiders this time. Feeling a little inventive, Mr. Scratch. Thought spiders, that's fresh. Have a look. Lightning is there. Run, 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 run. Boy, another one. Run, 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 run. Go, 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 go. Almost like I've played this bit before. Seems awfully familiar.
If you die, you lose. If you quit, you lose. If you make it to the end of the loop, you still lose. Sucker.
Ooh, right. The projector building. Oh boy. Dark fountains again. Yeah. If he's a sucker for anything, it's structure, patterns. That Mr. Scratch likes a good pattern. Noticed. Ooh, manuscript page.
It's been 2 years since I came here. Being that long without Alice breaks my heart. And I know it broke hers. I know she thinks I'm dead. How could I blame her for that? It would be a crime to pretend that she owes me anything. She took all the stupid, self-indulgent bullshit I brought into her life and still stood by me. Still loved me. It's no betrayal. But I'm a better person now than I used to be. I want to be that person with her.
Yeah, well, tough shit, you're dead. You can't be that person with her. That's one fountain. Wonder what the speedrun tech for this is like. Like if you carry enough flare gun rounds, you could just take out the fountain straight away. Because taking out the fountains takes out the enemies around the fountains. So I mean, most of the hard work is done just by taking out the fountain. Let's try it. Let's test it. Yeah, not entirely perfect. Maybe it maybe it depends on where you shoot the flare. I won't waste any more of those flares. I use them on things I need to.
I have created the weapon that can put an end to this. A blueprint to a new reality. All I have to do is survive long enough to use it. My arrival from the dark place will be painful and difficult. These pages may be lost. But one way or another, I'll send the parts I really need to myself. If I make it outside, I have a chance. Mr. is more powerful than I am, but he can't change the rules in the middle of the game. He's not a creator. I am.
I really want to hook myself up with an Alan Wake text-to-speech. Get him to read 50 Shades of Grey. I was stroking the walls of my clitoris.
The Champion of Light knows that the time itself is about to end. At least for him. He can feel the dead end rushing towards him. But there is time to act. Incomplete or not, he has the weapon.
I don't have the whole thing, but maybe it's enough.
It was late at night. Summer was almost over. There was a film noir poster visible. Spotlight illuminated the red fire extinguisher. There's a noir poster visible. That's Death Rally!
It's not enough! You're trying to be cute, aren't you? What are you up to? It's a waste of time, buddy! You should just lie down and die! Let me take over! This is the only thing you've got coming to you! From here to eternity!
No matter how many times you come back.
Hi everyone, and welcome to another live stream of Alan Wake's American Nightmare.
Time folds back on itself. Again, his senses scream as the very impossibility of what is happening assaults them. But the Champion of Light endures.
Oh boy.
Each time he gets a little closer. Each time another detail falls into place. Now, the trap works against the Herald of Darkness.
So this is where the game started. We've already been back here once already.
Holy shit! What are you, the King Hillbilly?
Fucking hell. Yeah, we're in the end game now. Please tell me you got everything, Emma.
Right on cue, bubbling to the surface from untold depths, the horrors come. The emerging monsters do not expect the warm reception that has already been prepared for them.
Oh! You saint! Emma, you saint! You prepared it ahead of time! That's how you know Emma's a good girl. She prepared it ahead of time for us. It's alright. It's alright. Da 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 da.
Next stop, saving Emma.
We're definitely going to save her this time. I've decided.
Not as long as I show up, I guess.
Ah. It's getting tense now.
Clear now.
The manuscript page. I don't see it. Ah, right, okay. See what Emma has to say first. We know that picking up the keys in the motel
Yeah.
ends
Thanks
this
for
chapter.
saving me again. I'd hate to die before I'm scheduled to be murdered.
I guess I have you to thank for setting everything up at the oil derrick.
Yeah, well, I figured that if we were going to go over this again, we might as well try to be smart about it, huh?
I appreciate it. You took a big chance doing that. You okay?
What do you think? I've died twice. I remember everything pretty clearly now. You said I was gonna be okay.
I don't know what happened.
Well, it's not your fault. I think one of those, what did you call them? The takers? I think they did something to the power and they got me that way.
I'm sorry.
You got to be there for every time Emma shows up. It's understandable.
Not handing them over until you do something about this. I'm sick of getting killed.
Fair enough. You seem calmer now.
I tried freaking out. It didn't do much good for me. I guess you get used to the craziest stuff.
Good for you.
Plus, I figured I'd take the edge off, you know?
Mm-hmm. Those herbal supplements are pretty good, huh?
Oh, yeah.
I wanted to try to explain things to you now since you're calmer, but maybe this isn't the best time after all.
Oh, shit, yeah. Better not get all metaphysical on me now. Seriously, I'm like 2 sentences away from thinking how we could all be like atoms on God's skin or something.
Oh, fuck off.
Figments of somebody's imagination?
Wow. I'm just gonna try to chill out and not think about that or getting murdered or anything, if you're cool with that.
Gotcha.
Yeah. A bit too metaphysical for me right now. This game gets a bit too metaphysical, I've noticed. Yeah! Sweat, baby, sweat, baby.
So I've been thinking about Barry. I don't know what to do about him yet. I mean, I'm not gonna keep him around, that's for sure. Al? Ugh, little parasite. Your best friend. Really? That's the best you can do? I actually kinda like the guy. He's a plucky little butterball. He plays the clown, that's a hard road to take. But I don't need him sticking his fat face in my business. Did you know he's been hanging out with the sheriff from that shitty little town? They keep in touch. Barry's about the only guy who insists that you're not dead. How about that?
Barry knows too much. That's why he wants him gone.
I might keep him alive for a while. Just to see him go to pieces when I fire his ass. Yeah.
Yeah, fuck you. Barry's a great guy.
Yeah.
Won't have you shitting on my Barry. Anyway, there was a page around here. Yeah.
Emma wasn't sure exactly when the man arrived at the motel, but from what she could tell, the party started almost immediately. It was infectious, spreading from one room to another. He was mercurial, almost as if he was flickering through the scene, telling a joke here, throwing an insult there, oozing sex and violence and excitement. She had never seen someone like this before.
Sausage.
He looked at her and smiled, and she felt her heart flutter a little. She knew he was the kind of man mothers warn their daughters about, but she told herself it didn't matter.
Like, just unseal. Surprisingly difficult to get the foreskin off one of these. Emma, I have returned.
Okay. I really don't think they can get to the power now.
Thank you. That's a relief. Here's the keys that you needed.
Thank you.
Hey, I have to tell you, at the diner, I went there with him. The guy who looks like you, okay? I know I said that I didn't.
Yeah, I figured. Want to talk about what happened at the diner?
There was this guy from the observatory, and he just attacked the poor dude, smashed his face into the tabletop a bunch of times. It was horrible. I didn't know that he was gonna do that. I swear. And I just ran. I just left him there. I didn't even try to help.
There was nothing you could have done. It's not your fault.
Well, he's dead in that motel room now, so excuse me if I feel pretty shitty about it anyway.
You shouldn't blame yourself.
I just didn't want to get involved. I have this tendency to just drop everything and run. I don't think I'm a bad person, but I didn't even call the cops. I'm such a coward.
If you'd called the cops, we'd have dead cops. He's not human. Do you understand? It's not your fault.
But I could have tried to stop him.
Believe me, if you had, you'd be dead. You seem to be doing a little better now.
Yeah, I guess it just got easier once I got this thing off my chest. I just feel so guilty about it, especially because I didn't pick up on any of the warning signs. I just really liked hanging out with him, you know? He was smart and charming and funny and hot. The way you could be, I guess.
I guess.
What's the deal with this guy anyway? He looks like you, he uses your name. Why does he do this stuff?
I'm not sure myself. Maybe he's just evil or my dark half. He does a lot of the stuff I'm trying really hard to get away from. Things that just messed up my life.
I guess all those murders don't help either.
Yeah, I could do without the murders and the end of the world. Listen, I need to get going.
Yeah, go. I think I'm good now. I hope.
Good luck. If it all goes well, maybe this is the last time we meet like this.
God, wouldn't that be great?
Just keep those lights on, okay?
Emma still died. Looks like someone fucked up. Right, the page is behind, it would seem.
Well, art lovers, are you feeling neglected? You shouldn't. You know Eddie Roth's got love for you, which is why I actually hauled myself out of bed before noon, just so I could record an interview for your pleasure. Enjoy. Now, as I'm sure you all know, the annual Night Springs Visual Art Show is coming around again, and that's a big deal for all of us that are in the culture business. If you can call it a business. That's a little controversial, I know.
Who's the interview with?
Oh, that's okay. Money makes the world go around, no doubt about it.
And that's one of my guests here at the studio,
Serena
Valdivia. She's a curator at the Night Springs Gallery of Visual Arts.
It's not an interview with Alice. I mean, she might mention
I've
Alice.
seen the darkness twist flesh into new shapes before, but encountering these giants is an extremely disturbing experience. It's as if the genre has been switched on me. There's something out of Pulp Fiction. Twice as tall as normal men and stronger than forklifts, their lumbering gait and slow-witted demeanor brings to mind some kind of mean-spirited caricature of a feeble-minded hillbilly.
And let me just say that it's a wonderful venue.
Absolutely. And with her is one of the filmmakers, somebody who's actually...
The page around here somewhere. Yeah.
Getting the Andersons into the recording studio was a struggle and a half. But once they actually picked up the instruments, something happened. They were two old men, and they weren't. They were doddering bags of bone, and they were barely contained power. And there was music. Barry rubbed his hands together. He knew how to pick a winner. Now all they needed was some direction on how to make things a little more modern. Barry had never produced a thing in his life, but he knew what he liked. He knew Balance Slays the Demon was going to be a hit.
It was a banger. Such a good song. I like that they're hinting that the world has been better since Alan's dead. That's our keys. Let's just check I'm not missing anything in... Yeah, flashbang. Handy. Always good to have. Okay, next chapter. Go, go, go!
The fate of countless individuals hangs in the balance, threatened by the machinations of the Herald of Darkness. And yet, for a moment, the Champion of Light breathes a little easier. He has saved one life. For this moment, it is enough. And soon, perhaps, he can put an end to this.
It would be nice to put an end to this. We've been going 3 hours, 12 minutes. I know I was being somewhat brazen doing the whole thing in one go.
He hopes is the final time the man feels anticipation and dread in equal measure. Soon, he knows, he will have what he needs.
Hello, I was expecting you. I've already taken care of the imaging array, but you should still look into securing the primary coolant flow. With some luck, you may be able to light the area before these things even show up.
That'd be nice. Thanks, hot English lady.
As a storyteller, my first real love was crime. And it was in that genre that I finished my first novel, starring the perpetually miserable Alex Casey, whose entire life was a wound that never healed. The books sold as fast as they hit the shelves. I wrote 5 more Alex Casey books, and they all were bestsellers. I became rich. I became famous. Success brought pressure, and I didn't handle it very well.
Thanks for tuning in for the second part of our interview with Serena Valdivia and award-winning photographer Alice Wake. Now, Alice, we were talking about your husband, Alan Wake. Is that a sore subject for you?
Well, a little bit. Of course it is. The way I see it, we had our good times and our bad times, and on the whole, we had a lot of good times. He really made me happy. I don't mind being reminded of him.
So you're over him?
I don't know if I'll ever be that, entirely. I still think about him every day, literally. I still find myself hoping for... Well, sometimes I think I see him just standing somewhere, watching me. I think most people who lose someone they love experience things like that. But on the whole, I'm doing all right. 2 years is a long time to adjust, and I'm not really the type to wallow in the negative.
Well, I know there are a lot of stories about Alan. He seemed to have something of a wild streak.
That's not really what our show is about, though. Look, all that stuff really gets blown out of proportion. He had his problems, but it's really frustrating for me because people like to talk. They love to tell these crazy stories, and they never really knew him at all.
Well, the character he created, Alex Casey, is a household name. The books still continue to sell. There's been talk of a TV series, a movie, a video.
A movie.
Must be nice
a
to
video
know that
game.
his work is still being appreciated by so many readers.
Yes, of course, but I don't really deal with the business side. I leave that to Alan's agent.
That would be Barry Wheeler. Actually, I just interviewed him. He's currently in the music business.
Mm-hmm.
And he's also Alan's best friend. Do you two keep in touch? Or?
We talk regularly. Like I said, he handles the business side. I think we should talk about her film.
Yes, of course. I'm Eddie Rodman, talking to Alice Wake and Serena Valdivia, and we'll be right back.
Yeah, I think you should talk about the film, you sleazy, disgusting yellow journalist. Aren't yellow journalists disgusting? Like, bitch, we're not here to talk about your dead husband. Yeah.
Very good. I believe we're ready to look into the sky.
Right there, Doctor.
If we know it's coming, why don't you just let... Thank you. Let's just run for it. Yeah, I didn't really understand this game's theming at first, like the whole Arizona instead of Washington. There's a manuscript page over there. The like treatment of the enemies, like the zombie-style enemies.
This act of creation is exhilarating and frightening. Subtext and symbols loom eager to take effect. Causality and consequence become domino chains that stretch into infinity. The more fundamental the change, the more unpredictable the variables become. Reality is too complex to control completely. Ordinary questions become meaningless. Who created who? What is really real? Everything is as real as everything else. You learn to let go of the things you can't control and go with the flow, or go insane.
That's advice I think I could definitely follow. But the theming of this game makes a lot of sense now. I think I prefer it to the style of storytelling in the original Alan Wake. Now, I understand that's actually an unpopular opinion. To which I say,
Come on in.
This is what you look like. Does that bother you? I bet it does. I'm not just wearing your face, you know. It goes a lot deeper than that. There's a lot of you and me. All the best parts. At first, I was just an idea. But they kept telling all those stories about you. You already had that rep. And then you disappeared mysteriously. And then the stories about bad, crazy Alan Wake came true. And here I am. That's the best part, isn't it? When that happens, you can always count on Cauldron Lake. I'm just as real as you are. And I'm the improved version. No fears, no doubt, no weaknesses, no self-deception here. I don't let anything drag me down. I know you like I know myself. I know it bothers you that I'm like this, that I use your name, crawl my way into your life. But I only do it because I'm better at being you than you ever were.
really. I don't know. I feel like I'm a better Alan Wake. Matsu, welcome back.
Cal! You need to protect the telescope or we can't complete the signal.
Oh! They're gonna play it! No way! I can't believe this. Ha ha ha! Yes! I can see this bit being kind of hard though. Barry, you know how to produce a song. Oh.
There, I have it. But I wish these things would stop blatantly violating the laws of physics in my observatory. That's just rude. Are you alright?
I'll live.
I'm glad. I'll send the lift down to you. I remember our previous encounters very clearly now. But technically, if this really is a loop in time, we've never met before. I don't know why our awareness persists, but it's bloody fascinating.
It is.
Doctor?
You know, I know physicists who would give 15 years of their lives for a chance to experience something like this.
I'd imagine that being stalked by horrible axe murderers would curb their enthusiasm a little.
Clearly you've never met hardcore physicists.
I'm glad you're in such
Fair.
good spirits, but
The signal! Yes, it's completed.
finally. If all goes well, this should be the last time we go through the loop.
You know, I just realized that I don't have any memory of what happens after you leave. What does that mean?
I don't think it means anything. If everything goes well, you just keep going. I don't show up here like this again, no more bad guys. Things go back to normal.
Let's hope you're right. I'd love the opportunity to look into this in more detail.
Looks like you've accepted the situation.
I'm a pragmatist. If this is a delusion, at least my first psychotic episode is anything but boring. Really, Mr. Wake, at the end of the day, I'm a scientist. I love mysteries. I love not knowing.
Oh,
Whatever
I don't.
else this might be, it's absolutely fascinating. I wonder how far this reaches. Is everybody in the world experiencing this?
Who knows? I think reality's probably pretty fragile right now. Doctor, I can see you're very enthusiastic about this. I'd appreciate a bit of discretion.
Are you suggesting that we should suppress this?
No, you can do what you like, but I want you to leave me out of it.
But surely, with the things you know, the things you've experienced, you can replicate any of these results. We could—
Let me be blunt. If you drag me into this, I'll deny everything. I'll lie like my life depended on it. And writers are damn good liars. Word of advice. This is things man was not meant to
I've
know.
actually
You get into
avoided
this,
the Steam
chances
Summer
are
Sale
you'll
completely.
Open up a door into a world of hurt. Believe me, I know.
I see.
In a strange way, he feels at ease. He is armed with his own words, and when the time comes, they will be enough or they will not. For now, he's content to let the currents take him toward the final confrontation.
I had a look at a couple of things, and I haven't clicked add to cart on any of them. I generally can't justify it this sale time. due
Once
to
more, we return to the driver.
Final Fantasy
If
16
he's aware
and
of the
Raincode
absurdity of arming
coming out
oneself
last
with
week.
a few sentences and standing against a power that can pierce time itself.
It's not that I haven't bought games recently, because I have. I've just
man
chosen
has
to
his
put money
share of
into
weaknesses,
more expensive things.
Perhaps more. But cowardice is not among them.
Oh, you got yourself a little plan, do you?
I'd rather play things while they're fresh. It's easy to, you know, buy a game that's several years old on sale. You know. But I'd rather play things while they're new. While I can still talk about them, you know? Out of, like, all the things that made Hogwarts Legacy a great game, I think the best thing was being able to talk to people who I knew were playing it at the same time. And, you know, get their thoughts on it. Playing new games while they're new,
The
I
dark
think,
place is utterly hostile
something
to
to that.
human life. It eats at your mind, wants you to succumb to madness. Your own thoughts can turn against you. Every shadow conceals a threat that attacks at the slightest sign of weakness. You're under endless assault. Every day is a struggle for survival. But I've learned to take care of myself. I focus on Alice, our life together, my need to be with her. That takes me a long way in the dark place. As long as I have my gun and the flashlight.
And just new experiences, I think, are really important to me. And Alan Wake's American Nightmare is a completely new experience to me, and I'm absorbing it all, which is, you know, goes a long way to making this super special. Fuck. How many have I got? 4? Well, yeah, shit. I can afford to use 1. Afford to use 2.
For Serena Valdivia, burning the midnight oil was more of an exception than a rule. A procrastinator and a perfectionist, she often worked when she wouldn't be disturbed. Tonight was especially important. The film festival would open tomorrow, and there was still so much to sort out. It wasn't that the work hadn't been done. She just didn't feel like she had completely mastered everything yet.
So it's because her exhibition is unfinished that we keep experiencing this time loop. So it's her fault we're in this mess. So that's good to know. Thanks, Serena. Bitch. And the layout of this room has changed. I really shouldn't have been able to survive that, but whatever. Okay. It's not Futanari! Jesus. Yeah, it's a shame, you know, I can't use it due to Content ID. Kicking my ass. Oh well. Kind of hoping there'd be a, I would have put a manuscript page here, you know? Put a collectible Night Springs video game.
You're never getting out of this, Wake. Never! Don't worry. I'll take care of your wife and your life.
Oh, we get the Psycho song. That's cool. Oh, that was short-lived. I really enjoyed that. Spyro and Crash. Ah. I picked those up on PC for the modding scene, and then I never got into the modding scene.
I don't know what you think you're doing, but I'll send you right back to the beginning.
Sounding pretty scared there, Mr. Scratch. Scratch and Grounder. If it isn't the bungling brothers bailed out of... Oh, fucking hell.
When the Dark Man's eyes suddenly locked into Serena's, she flushed hot. They ignited a black fire in her. He was talking. He wanted the power turned off. He said something about the projector booth. She hooked a finger under his belt buckle. He grabbed a hold of her throat and twisted until it hurt.
God, this is hot.
Somewhere deep inside, a part of her screamed in paralyzed horror. But the moan that escaped from her throat had no panic in it. Pay attention, he said. Business first. His eyes glittered shamelessly. Hers did too.
Fuck, that's hot. Deaded. You know. Get to hear the Psycho song again.
You're never getting out of this, Wake. Never! Don't worry. I'll take care of your wife and your life.
Yeah, I know, thanks. I know you're a psycho. Oh yeah, that was during... That was the month where I was made redundant from Pound World. I was like, fuck it, an episode a day. So they were made cheaply, those episodes, like, low effort. Well, the One Piece episode was the first time I actually put effort into one of those episodes. So there was a whole bunch that was like zero effort. And then I decided, oh fuck it, I'll actually put effort into them. And the One Piece one where I'm actually doing a voiceover, That was like my first time actually doing a voiceover for one of those rushed episodes. And it's all the better for it. No, it wasn't a turning point. That entire month of episodes was just mostly bad. I wasn't in a good place, and I churned out content because I was like, if I churn out content, maybe I don't need to get a job. No. Doesn't work that way, bud. Oh, so why wasn't that a checkpoint before? Don't answer. We get to hear the sexy story again.
When the dark man's eyes suddenly locked into...
No, we're good. I've heard it the once. Any other times would not be as magical. But I really like the part where he grabbed her throat really hard. There's going to be so many people who are going to take me seriously.
Whatever it is you're going to do is going to make a difference? This'll end up just like before.
Yeah, so there was a time that YouTube allowed you to, if you were a content creator,
I've been around for a while now, you know. Well,
they allowed you to have shows with seasons and episodes. And it meant you could have a YouTube channel dedicated to a show that you created. So for a little time, there was a Sushi Bites YouTube channel auto-created by YouTube, and all the episodes were stored with episode metadata. And basically, around about the time that Maker decided to drop me, that was about the same time that the Sushi Bites YouTube channel was terminated and the episode metadata was removed from the Sushi Bites episodes.
There's more to fighting the Taken than just burning away the darkness that protects them. When I'm fighting for my life, I find myself slipping into a state of intense concentration that makes the beam of my flashlight seem more powerful and focused. I used to think it was just my imagination, something brought on by the adrenaline and fear of death. But now I'm not so sure. I've been touched by powers that I can't begin to truly comprehend. And they've left a mark. I'm starting to think this might be a part of it.
It's probably a your skin for
stuck in the darkness.
Jurihan.
I've been busy. Understand? I'm a little more resilient than those I've taken, but I do my best work in the dark. And there's so much darkness out there that goes deep. Things that live in it
I'm listening to your fucking boss! Leave me alone.
Chaos and madness. It doesn't really do that much down there. It's like pouring a glass of water into the ocean, right? But up here, yeah, you can really make an impact.
The forest. They're not really my kind of games. There's only so much building cabins out of logs I can take.
You party pooper. You're stuck in an eternal cycle now. The sun's never coming up for you. Everything else? Do my thing. Getting a bit of quality time with Alice. That's a little something for me. And I deserve it.
What a creep. He's gonna go fuck my wife. Can't believe this. 4 fountains? You're shitting me. Yeah, that's tomorrow's game. The One-Chanbara games are, there's something else. Kind of a little bit Devil May Cry. There's a Sushi Bites episode on them if you're curious. You know what you're getting yourself into. I go over most of the series.
Again, the Champion of Light enters the final trap. The new reality is almost here. All he needs to do is change the details of the scene, push it past the breaking point, and the rest will snap into place.
It was late at night. The end of the summer. There was a spotlight on the fire extinguisher. There was a noir poster on display. There was an arcade machine on. That's not part of it. Alice's film was in the projector. Alice's film. No, 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 don't do that. Oops. Do you know where Alice's film is? That film reel. Aha.
Oh, come on, buddy. Why don't you... What? What is this? No! No! You can't do this! All I did was take the things you always wanted and never had the balls to go for. It's my turn now. It's my life. It's my life.
Alan? Is it really you?
It's really me.
How
problem with this noise cancellation is it doesn't catch me making those noises.
A man, two lovers, held apart for
That's
far
not
too
Dr.
long,
Sloan. That's Alice Wake.
in the light of a glorious dawn. They both feel it.
It's not Emma Sloan.
He's home at last. Are these actual
Alice
events, or merely a dream? A memory, or a glimpse of what is to come? One thing is certain. This scene takes place in another time, and another place, far, far away from Night Springs.
Wow. Well. We're here for almost 4 hours. Original Xbox 360 version.
I can attack the day with the will to burn, and the sky is a picture of violence, blood red and steely blue.
Control is in the same universe, and it's made by the same team. There is an Alan Wake DLC for Control that is canon in the Alan Wake universe. Okay, completely separate. Infamous is by Sony Studios. But yes, I'd love a remake of the original Infamous, personally. Oh, this was good. This was way better than main Alan Wake by a country mile, but there's a lot of stuff about this that I don't like. That's mostly due to the repetitive nature of the game's events. Clubfoot. I don't like being made to think about existential things. Yeah. The game made me think about things I didn't want to think about. Things that already keep me up at night. But otherwise, pretty good. It's Peter Papadopoulos. It's Dr. Oh look, there I am. I'm not there. Havoc. Umbra. Special thanks me? No special thanks to me for playing. Hey, fuck you too.
No? Al?
Oh man, that was an experience, wasn't it? You have 2 splitter spawns. Find all manuscript pages. Alright. That was good. I got work tomorrow. So, I gotta think about an early night. Well, as early as it can be. I should be in bed by 10:30. Until next time, if we live that long, take care, bye-bye. On a Chambara Origin tomorrow.